Hi everyone, we shall discuss about the history of human rights issues in the USA. Human rights issues in USA in detail with historical background we are today discussing. The history of human rights issues in the USA is complex and multifaceted, deeply intertwined with the country's founding principles, diverse populations, and evolving legal frameworks. We shall discuss below is an overview of some of the most significant human rights issues in the USA along with their historical context. Firstly, Native American rights and displacement. Historical background: since European settlers arrived in the 15th and 16th centuries, indigenous peoples have faced displacement, diseases, and violence. Human rights issues: land left, forced relocations like the Trial of Tears, cultural assimilations, Indian boarding schools, and systematic discrimination. Modern challenges include disputes over land and resources, preservation of cultural heritage, and issues like the high rates of violence against indigenous women. Secondly, slavery, racism, and civil rights. Historical background: transatlantic slave trade brought millions of African individuals to the US, where they faced inhuman conditions and forced labor. Human rights issues: after the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment abolished slavery. However, African Americans faced systemic discrimination through Jim Crow laws, lynching, and segregation. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s challenged these discriminatory practices. Today, issues such as racial profiling, police brutality, mass incarceration, and systemic racism remain prevalent. Now, thirdly, women rights. Historical background: historically, women in the US faced legal and social discrimination. Human rights issues: the women suffrage movement led to the 19th Amendment in 1920, granting women the rights to vote. Since then, fights for reproductive rights, workplace equality, and protection against gender based violence have come to the force. Despite progress, challenges like the gender pay gap and reproductive restrictions persist. Now, fourthly, LGBTQ rights. इसका historical background: LGBTQ plus individuals have historically been marginalized and criminalized in the US. Human rights issues: the Stonewall riots in 1969 catalyzed the modern LGBTQ plus rights movement. Over time, progress has been made in areas like marriage equality, workplace protections, and military service. However, issues such as transgender rights, especially regarding healthcare and sports participation, remain contentious. Immigrants and refugees' rights. Historical background: the US has a long history as a destination for immigrants and refugees, but policies towards newcomers have varied over time. Human rights issues from the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 to current debates on the US-Mexico border. The rights of immigrants and refugees are frequently politicized. Concerns include detention conditions, family separations, and DACA, deferred action for childhood arrivals. Rights of persons with disabilities. Historical background for much of US history, persons with disabilities faced institutionalization and discrimination. Human rights issues. The Americans with Disabilities Act ADA of 1990 was a significant advancement in securing rights for individuals with disabilities, ensuring accessibility and prohibiting discrimination. However, full integration, access to services, and social stigmas are ongoing challenges. Personal prison system and criminal justice. Historical background. The US has the highest incarceration rate in the world, with systemic issues in its prison system. Human rights issues. Concerns include mandatory minimum sentencing, racial disparities in incarceration rates, prison conditions, solitary confinement, the death penalty, and for profit prisons. This overview is by no means exhaustive. The US, like every nation, has a complicated relationship with human rights, with many challenges and triumphs throughout its history. Continuous advocacy and awareness are critical for further advancements in human rights within the country. Thanks for watching.